What's up, everyone? Coach Lucas here. Hope you all are doing well. Today, I have a video for you that is a bit deep, and I feel like it's going to be bring a lot of clarity to our group, and uh, and I think it will be uh, really pivotal in the direction that we go with MSM and what we're creating and how we continue to evolve. So. Um, I've been doing some soul searching lately, and I've come to some realizations that have brought a lot of clarity to me. And that's really what I want to do is share what that clarity is so that we can all be on the same page. What's up? What's up, everyone? Coach Lucas here. Hope you're doing well. Today, I want to share a video. I want to share this video that I feel is a little deep, but I think it's going to bring a ton of clarity. So recently, I've been doing some soul searching and have found some things that I want to share with you. These things have brought some great clarity to me, and I think they'll bring some great value to you. So the the first thing that I've been thinking about is why MSM? Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is going on deep underneath the surface? Why did I create this thing? And I was speaking with one of my mentors. His name is Blake, and he pointed out that the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is for my children. And this had made me so emotional. And I didn't know why. And this is what triggered the soul searching. It's like, why am I emotional about this? Like, of course I'm doing this with doing these things for my children, but why am I getting emotional about it? And one of the things that surfaced was that I haven't been transparent with you, my families, my parents on this why. Um, I haven't been I haven't talked about this. I haven't shared with you why I'm doing this for my children. And after thinking about this, I realized that it was out of fear. It was out of fear of judgment. I was afraid that I would be judged for being selfish or something. And while that may seem silly, I agree. It is silly. It was something that was present, and I had to pull back on that thread to figure out where is this fear coming from? Why am I afraid? So I thought about this. Why am I doing this for my children? And why am I afraid to share this? And I was able to spend time thinking about this, looked back into my childhood, and it really stems back from my childhood. And growing up, I had a great childhood, parents provided extremely well for us, gave us lots of opportunities, lots of experiences, everything we needed to grow and to thrive. But as a kid, for me personally, I didn't appreciate adults. I didn't, I was a rebel. I didn't like authority, and this started at a very young age. And I think after thinking about this, I was wondering why did I think this? Why did I feel this way? And it had to do with this innate understanding that these adults in my life, were not treating the kids, particularly me and my peers, kids at school, friends, classmates, the school in general, were not treating us with love. Like there wasn't love in the culture at, at our schools and in the culture growing up. Um, of course, there was a ton of love, but what I was experiencing was a lack of love. I was experiencing the side where there was lack of love, and so to get really just explicit with this, my parents um, had their fair share of arguments and disagreements, and even that, growing up, not just my immediate family, but other families and friends, I was um, very aware of the troubles of addiction, and uh, and saw that very clearly growing up as a kid. Moving into high school, I was exposed to kids that were on drugs, were on heroin, kids that committed suicide, kids that died of heroin. Um, and it was a dark place for me as a kid, growing up into this world and learning about the world through these eyes for me was like, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what the hell was going on with all of that. And it built an anger in me. I was angry at it. And here I am, 33 years old, being triggered by this idea of doing what I'm doing for my kids. And it really has to do with that. It has to do with creating a future, creating an environment, creating a culture that my kids can step into, my kids can grow into, that's full of love, that doesn't have the things that I was exposed to when I was growing up. And so what I realized is that this fear, to really make this all click, this fear of why I haven't been transparent with you about this is because of, that fear of judgment. But deeper than that, going back all the way to my childhood, it was a resentment. A resentment. I resented the people that weren't able to pour love into me and the people around me, my peers and my perhaps even my siblings, and resentment for the lack of love, right? So that was the root. This was the deep soul searching. That was the root. And I go, aha, this resentment, this energy of resentment. And I wouldn't, resentment is a strong word. And the energy that I'm talking about and how it influenced me, is very, very subtle. It's very subtle influences that have guided me, that have participated in guiding me to where I am today. And I've realized that resentment, I no longer need that resentment. I can let go of that resentment. In fact, I can be grateful for that resentment because it has helped take me to where I am today. But in order to turn the page, this chapter with myself and with you, I need to be grateful for that resentment, but more importantly, have compassion and understanding for why the people who were struggling with this lack of love, why they had that lack of love. And I now feel a deep, deep, deep compassion and understanding for these people that weren't able to love fully, weren't able to provide that. And part of that is compassion for myself and compassion for them. And to pull this out and to really make this clear, what I'm talking about here is self-love and fulfillment. And I think the theme here is self-love and fulfillment. This fulfillment that I wasn't, this fulfillment that I now understand is where the magic is. And it's the reason this lack of fulfillment is why people behave the way they do, why people have ill intentions, and why they may even have great intentions, but this invisible energy that slightly influences the way that they do what they do, and influences and contributes to their fears and even their desires. I can see now where that lack of fulfillment is coming from, and I have compassion for people who didn't have that. And because they didn't have that, they weren't able to provide that. They weren't able to share that. And more importantly, they weren't able to operate in a way where they felt fulfilled. And I think there's something here with this fulfillment thing. And we've talked about it before in the parent group about filling our own cup, or filling our own cup before we fill other people's cups. And while filling your own cup sounds like you just need to do things, right? Like you need to spend more time meditating or go on more walks or eat healthier, exercise more. Like it, filling your own cup sounds like you need to do more of these things for yourself. What it really is removing the blockages and removing that invisible energy, that those little tiny fears and desires that are contributing to how we operate, is removing those things. Removing that energy allows you to feel fulfilled. We all can feel fulfilled naturally. It's in us naturally. And sometimes there's things that block us from being able to feel that fully. And this root, this idea, this notion is a key piece to my new understanding and how I can serve not just my players, but you, the parents, the families, communities. It's this piece, it's this central piece, it's this fulfillment piece and the lack thereof, and how that influences the way that we behave. And my goal is to talk about this more and to, with your help, hopefully create the infrastructure that will allow all of us to feel more fulfilled so that we can operate truly and operate wholly and operate in a way that pours love into our children, that has no threads or no invisible energy of imposed desires or fears or doubts. And man, our kids, if they can if they can grow up in that culture, in that pureness, and it's not just pureness. Like there's again, we've got to be grateful for the non-pureness, right? Because that's what helps us see. It's the contrast that helps us see, and if our kids can experience what I'm talking about through you, the parents, man, this is going to help things explode into a whole new realm of positivity and um, and love and success and community and togetherness. So I hope this made sense. I hope this made sense. But this is coming from the heart, guys. It's again, I know it's going to be a deep one. So I hope this made sense, and I will continue to take steps forward. So you can expect more on this. So if you found value in this, excellent. If not, I'm sure we'll explore more, and hopefully I can continue to serve you guys in the best way that I can. So we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.